So hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. And today we have a guest. I mean, it's not really a guest because you've become quite a regular.
Yeah,
We're coming with Clive. He's obviously you've seen, if you watched the home match day experiences from Leicester and Liverpool, you'd have seen a fair bit on him. So I thought, you know what, let's bring him on. And today we're going to be rounding up the transfer window that Norwich City have had, which is an excellent one. But Clive, first of all, how are you?
I'm not too bad, mate. I'm not too bad. This is the first time I've done this, so I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm really excited to get started. Obviously, football media is the sort of route that I want to take as well. So this is a really good opportunity for me, and I really appreciate you bringing me on.
No worries, man. No worries. Always happy to help out. But yeah, no, the transfer window so far. Well, the transfer window's just been. It's been excellent, really, for Norwich, hasn't it? It really has been.
Well, it's been unprecedented, and we've heard that word quite a lot over the last 2 years. I think it's been incredible. The amount of money that we've spent. I mean, I used to joke around with my friends at college. I was like, "Oh, Norwich are going to spend £50 million this year," and everyone would say, "Oh, no, they're not. They're going to spend 10 million, if that." But we've really pulled the cat out of the bag now, haven't we? And obviously, with the latest two signings, Stuart Webber's certainly got his tank.
100%. And what I said on the Norwich City Central show, I think it was on Tuesday, that obviously we heard Webber say that he sent Farke this season to war with a gun, a bazooka, but not quite the tank. He's not only given Farke a tank now, he's given Farke nuclear warfare. We really have no excuses this season. If we don't stay up, surely fingers have got to be pointed at Farke now.
Yeah, I think Webber's done all he can. Webber can't do any more than he has done. Farke's got everything he needs. He's got weapons in every aspect of the pitch, and our midfield especially is absolutely stacked. In fact, the midfield now has given me a bit of a headache.
100%. Obviously, we've got Arsenal coming up next weekend, and they're, with if no one gets injured on the international break, touch wood, but it's going to be a headache for Daniel Farke, going into that. You got, the three centre backs. You got Gibson, even Omar Bamadeli. He's worth a shout. He performed excellently against Portugal. You got Kabak, you got Gibson Hanley. It's going to be a right headache there. And even at left back, Giannoulis, we know what he can offer, but Brandon Williams doesn't look too bad. It's headaches everywhere on the pitch. But it's the right headaches you want. It's a good headache, isn't it?
Yeah, I think especially midfield, how he's going to work his way around that, I don't know. You've got Kenny McLean, Billy Gilmore, PLM. Now you've got Norman in the mix as well. So, but what I would like to see is I'd like to see Billy go forward. I think we haven't seen what Billy's capable of yet, and I think we will. To be honest, so far this season, I will just throw it out there. PLM is my player of the month for August. I think he's been so consistent, hasn't really shipped the ball, hasn't given it away, has made good intricate passes, and I think he's adjusting to the league really, really quickly.
Obviously, the first three opponents we've had this season haven't really been the easiest by any stretch of the margin. But obviously, he won the penalty against Leicester, looked really good. And obviously, like I rant and rave about lees-melou. I absolutely love him. But yeah, he's definitely been consistent. Hasn't maybe taken the spotlights, but then what spotlights are there to take out of those 3 games that we've had? But yeah, no, he does look comfortable, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. I think sometimes with a player, you don't need them to take the spotlight. Like as I said, I think he's probably shipped the ball the least amount of times out of all of our players. I think I can't really remember a time I've actually seen him lose the ball this season, like from a pass, if that makes sense. So I feel like he's so consistent, and I feel like he's just going to perform every game of the season. Another signing that I'm really happy with is Milot Rashica. I think especially against Leicester, we really started to see why we paid the money for him. He just drives the ball forward. And people are saying, is he the Emi Buendia replacement? And for me, no, he's not. For me, this might surprise you, he's more of an Onel Hernandez replacement. I feel like Rashica is more of an Onel Hernandez type of player, driving at defenders. But as much as I love Onel, everyone loves Onel, Mr. Argos himself, everyone loves him. I feel like Rashica is a complete version of Onel Hernandez. Does that make sense?
An upgraded version, isn't it?
Yeah. So he's got the finishing product. I feel like he can swing a ball into the box and it's going to land to someone.
Yeah.
He's got a finish on him that obviously we haven't really seen him take many shots yet, but I'm sure that will come. But I feel like Christos Zolis is actually going to be the Emi Buendia replacement that we're looking for.
you know, I do agree to some aspect, but how I'm seeing it is a completely different way. So obviously we know what happened with Aston Villa. You know, they sold Jack Grealish, and what they done is brought in 3 replacements to kind of match up all to Grealish's, I guess, best technical abilities in game, which is obviously, you know, brought in Danny Ings for the finishing, brought in Emi Buendia for the creativity, and brought in Leon Bailey for, I don't know, just attacking threat. And I think exactly, and I think Norwich have done a similar sort of thing. We've brought in Rashica, we've brought in Zolis, and we've brought in Sargent. And I think those 3 attacking transfers that have brought in kind of replace all of Buendia's best qualities in game. Yeah, and I think it's a different sort of style of play we're going with now. So we're looking to be, I think, from those signings, I can see myself that Farke has learnt from last time in the Premier League and has adapted in some sense. He wants to be quick going forward by getting 2 pacey wingers in who are going to get at defenders. Even Josh Sargent, someone to actually, you know, put a bit of pressure on the back line, because Pukki, I love Teemu Pukki to bits, and we spoke a lot about this during the Leicester game. That Pukki is just he's not a threat to defenders like what Adam Eder and Josh Sargent are. We saw that. We saw it against Liverpool, didn't we? As soon as Eder and Sargent came on, Van Dijk and Matip they looked a bit on edge.
Yeah, like I mean, he looked a lot sharper against Leicester. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He did look sharp. He looked like scoring on a couple of occasions. Obviously, he got the penalty. It was a brilliant finish. Is he a bit off the pace now? And as we said on the match day experience, you can't be loyal in this league. You really can't. If Pukki's not performing, you have to take him out and you have to put someone else in.
100%. Yeah, 100%. And I kind of think that Josh Sargent is that man. He looks like a complete striker. And again, you know, people keep referring to his stats and whatnot. I mean, Pukki's stats weren't great at Celtic and other clubs he's been at, but has performed beautifully.
Pukki was awful at Celtic. He was horrendous. Exactly. Norwich bought him in. Everyone thought, "Oh, that's a pointless signing." And then look at him. He went and scored 29 goals.
Exactly, and that's that could be the same story with Sargent. Hasn't maybe got the best numbers that we've seen, but from watching him play, you know, he contributes a lot, and he fits our playing style perfectly. But anyway, let's dig in a bit more to the transfers. So I'm going to start off with the loan signings that don't have a buy option at the end of the loan. So we'll start with Brandon Williams. What do you make of Brandon Williams so far? I've seen him play twice against Bournemouth and Leicester. What do you make of him?
Well, I don't know. I'm a Giannoulis fan. Okay, so when Brandon Williams got brought in, I was a bit like, is that needed necessarily? But then I've thought about it a lot, and obviously it's good to have cover everywhere. But obviously Brandon Williams is going to play over Giannoulis. He's going to have to. That will be in his contract with Manchester United, that they would want him to play week in, week out. So my only thing is Giannoulis isn't going to get much of a look in now, I don't think. However, from what I have seen from Brandon Williams, obviously at the lower level against a second string Bournemouth side, he was very good. Yeah. Then up against Leicester, when was their first goal scored? Was it about 10 minutes?
Yeah, first 10, 8 minutes.
Obviously that was a mistake from him. And I feel like, obviously because he's quite young, I feel like, I don't know, does he read the game very well? Like, should he have tried to play out from the back in that situation? Should he have gone back to Gibbo?
That is
I feel like he's got more of a mistake in him than Giannoulis. Does that make sense? Obviously, Giannoulis was poor against Manchester City, but he was really up against it. Obviously, he'd never faced opposition like that before. But I just feel like, I don't know, Brandon Williams has a little bit of a mistake in him. But then I think he has the ability to rectify that, because for the rest of the Leicester game, I thought he was brilliant.
100%, yeah.
It's just, I feel like he's a player that does have a mistake in him.
Yeah, no, I do fully agree. I don't know if there is anything in Brandon Williams' contract whether he'll have to play every game and every minute. I think Farke dropped Giannoulis purely because he had a bad performance against Man City. You know, if a player has a bad performance, and a bad performance, you know, Giannoulis got taken off at half time. It was that bad. You know, you've got to you've got to make changes. You can't, like we said, there's usually a lot of sentiment in this Norwich side where
Can't be loyal in this league. That's the thing.
exactly you can't be. And Farker wasn't. He brought in Brandon Williams, put him in. But yeah, no, I think Giannoulis offers more going forward. I think than Brandon Williams. I think Brandon Williams may offer more defensively. Obviously, from what I've heard from United fans, that he's a bit of a shithouse, likes to get stuck in.
Yeah, we love players.
Exactly. So hopefully Brandon Williams, probably offers a bit more defensively. I guess it depends on the opponent. I think Farker, I said this again on the Norwich City Central show on Tuesday, but I think Farker's kind of brought players in so he can adapt to the opponent's game and how we're going to set up against the opponent, rather than just bringing in players just to fit into his philosophy and play his style of play against every single team in the league. I think what we're doing now is brought in players who can adapt to different game situations. So, for example, Christos Solis will come in probably start against a team that play a very high line to get him behind. Stuff like that. Brandon Williams will come into a game where we're playing maybe one of the top 4 sides, and we need someone who's more defensively assured than Dimitris Giannoulis. Whereas Giannoulis might come in against a Watford or a Brentford purely because we want to get at them, and Giannoulis offers more going forward. Do you think that's the case?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. With Giannoulis, definitely offers more going forward, and I think Brandon is probably the better defender out of the two.
Yeah.
But obviously, as we've seen so far, I think he does have a little bit of a mistake in him. But as I said before, he can rectify that by then putting in a good performance, which he did against Leicester. I thought he was very good against Leicester for the rest of the game. Obviously, the second goal, I saw Jack Reeves said he was a little bit out of position. I think it was just a poor goal to concede anyway. I don't think you can really blame that on him, but he was a little bit drifted away from the player. So I think he has got a mistake in him, but he's a player that I think throughout the season, we're going to literally be able to see him grow. He's one of them sort of players. Do you know what I mean?
100%. 100%. But out of 10, what do you rate the signing of Brandon Williams?
I'm going to give it a 7.
Okay, that's solid. I'll probably join you on that one. A 7 out of 10. I think there's still more to see from him, and there's definitely potential for that 7 out of 10 to go a lot higher. But we'll move on to the signing of Billy Gilmour. Exciting. Obviously, a Champions League winner last season has come in this season to Norwich. I think it's one of the standout signings. What do you make of him so far, though?
Well, I feel a bit sorry for him, really. He's been put in a position that he's not used to. He's not a defensive midfielder, is he? We know this. We can see that. For Leicester's second goal, he could have been a bit stronger on the ball. Do you know what I mean? Like them sort of thing. He's not a CDM. But when he's on the ball and he's spraying the ball about and he does it so effortless, you can tell the class of Billy Gilmour. And I think as soon as Norman gets put into the side, I think we're really going to see why we bought Billy 100%. Gilmour.
Especially we stick to that 4-3-3 formation. I think what it will be is Norman, Pierre, lees-melou and Gilmour. If you've got Gilmour and lees-melou spraying out passes left, right, and centre, it's going to be some gorgeous football that we're watching.
It's going to be dangerous.
100%. But yeah, no, I think with Billy Gilmour, like you say, he's been played out of position a bit. When we stick him in that 8 alongside lees-melou, I think we're definitely going to see the best out of him, and we're going to see what he offers. I'm really excited about it. Obviously, first 3 games have been difficult. We haven't brought in all of the players that we needed to till Tuesday and till Monday basically. But out of 10, how do you rate the signing of Billy Gilmour? 10.
10. Straight up 10. I think give it next few weeks, mid-September, I think we're going to see just how good he really is.
I love that. I'm going to go with 8.5 so far. I just want to see more. I want to see what he can do in that position. And like you say, when he inevitably does prove himself in that position, that will easily go up to a 10. But yeah, Billy Gilmour. Right, we'll go over to the 2 recent signings, loans with buy options. We'll start off with Ozan Kabak, the most recent one, the centre half, the big Turk. What do you make of him?
Yeah. This one got me really excited because obviously you think of the word Ozan Kabak, you think of Liverpool. Straight away, you think of his performances for Liverpool. and the caliber of player he was filling in for.
Yeah.
And to be fair, he done quite a good job. And when you look at the levels between Liverpool and Norwich City, and Kabak is filling in for a player of Virgil van Dijk's caliber, just how good is he going to be for us and the level that we need him to play at?
100%. I think, yeah, Ozan Kabak is definitely come in, not as a backup centre-half, he's come in as probably our best centre-half.
Definitely.
I think he's going to get thrown in straight into the mix against Arsenal. I think there's no doubt about it. Like you said, he had big shoes to fill at Liverpool and done that, quite well. He filled in the role, and they got Champions League football in the end, which was their objective after the injury hit season they had. So nothing taken away against Ozan Kabak. He had a great spell at Liverpool, and really, really looking forward to seeing what he can do at Norwich as well. And like you say, that signing got me going as well. When I saw we were heavily linked with him, I think it was would have been Monday morning when all the rumours came through that he was getting a flight over to Norwich, and we brought him in with and it's really clever business deal that what Weber done there. Get him on a loan with a buy option. Obviously, we know how good he can be for us, and how important he can be. It's just whether he'll live up to that mark, because he is young. And obviously, if we do stay up and he does live up to that expectation, we will sign him for a club record fee. And I'm thoroughly looking forward to it. But out of 10, how are you giving that sign? What are you giving that signing?
That's a 9 for me. I think, and also I think the buy option is such a good, and I think we're going to realise just how cheap 10 million is going to be for that player.
Oh, 100%. I think it's just over 10 million. I think it's 11 or 12, but even so, it's going to be so cheap.
Way more. I think Schalke, well, obviously they're in a financial difficulty at the minute, but I think they're going to be kicking themselves when they see his performances this season.
100%. And like I say, if he does live up to the mark, he's 21 right now, so he'll be 22 at the end of the season. We're going to sign him for 12 million. If he plays like anything, like how we know he can do, his price has already gone up to 30, 40 million. He's already over doubled what his worth is in a season at Norwich, and we would have picked him up for an absolute steal. So that's going to be fantastic. I'm fully with you on that. 9 out of 10 for me. Just can't wait to see what he can do. And like you say, if he does prove himself, that's a 10 out of 10 signing. We'll move on to Matthias Norman.
I love this one. I love this one.
He's the tank. He's the tank that Weber was on about, wasn't he?
That Weber was on about. And now Daniel Farke certainly has his tank.
100%. It really excites me. Obviously, he played against Holland for Norway the other night. I caught a few highlights of the game. Was at work during the time of the game, but looked good. Looked very good. And I think something that the Norway boss said, I think it was yesterday, that apparently even when he's on the ball, Norman wants to tackle someone. He just is an absolute shithouse.
But Norwich need that. Do you know what? I saw a stat the other day, I think it was actually this morning on the Pinkin, and it said Norwich have conceded the second least fouls, in the league. Does that show we're a little bit too kind?
Yeah, I think we are.
I think Norwich need to be a little rougher.
Do you think Norman is that man to kind of make us a bit?
Norwich need to be a bit more rough. They need to I think he's that player that's going to really, really go for it, and I think he's going to crunch into a tackle. I don't know how many people saw the video the other day, but he was looking at these pictures of him on the media day, and he just said at the end something like, what was it he said? He goes, I want to class on the pitch.
Yeah, I can't wait to see him just absolutely. Just the thing is, he's given us all this talk. We know he likes to tackle. We know he's going to be an absolute shithouse. But you know what's going to happen. In the first 10 minutes, he's going to get a red card against Arsenal, isn't he? You just know it's going to happen.
Oh, I hope not. But I could see him picking up a few yellow. Do you remember a few years ago, it was Alex Tete, and he was getting a yellow card nearly every game?
Yeah, that's going to be Matthias Norman.
I think Norman could potentially be our new Alex Tete.
I think he is, without a shadow of a doubt. And this one really does excite me, because we've been screaming out for a centre defensive midfielder ever since that Liverpool game. We're like, okay, we're too lightweight in the midfield. We need a CDM. Said it weeks after weeks after weeks. The transfer window's coming to a close. We still haven't brought one in. And then suddenly, boom, Matthias Norman is at the club.
It was out of nowhere, wasn't it? Him and Kabak. It was literally out of nowhere. For a second, I thought, this is going to be a long season. We haven't got another centre back. We haven't got a CDM. Gilmore can't play there.
Yeah.
He's not a CDM. And now we've got Matthias Norman, and I just think he's going to be an absolute brick.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I can remember there was a few links here and there for Matthias Norman, but I think they kind of died down. And then they got brought back up all of a sudden again. And then a few hours later, we signed him. So, yeah, no, really quick. And how Stuart Webber and the recruitment team and everyone behind the scenes worked so quickly to get those last 2 transfers over the line is fantastic.
Yeah.
And, yeah, they seem like the right 2 players. Out of 10, what you say about Matthias Norman?
10.
Yeah, absolutely.
Matthias Norman's a 10. He simply is. He doesn't even need to kick a ball to be a 10.
Oh, exactly.
He looks so good. And the good thing about him as well, from what I mean, obviously highlights are only going to show the good stuff, but he looks really good on the ball as well.
Yeah, and he can score. He can score from range as well, can't he?
He looks really good, and that banger he scored, I've seen that. That's probably been played in Norwich fans' heads every day since we signed him. So
it's lifting mine. I can't wait to him just to twat one top ins against Arsenal in the last minute to get some 1-0 win.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, really excited about that signing as well. But we'll move on to the permanent transfers. Who are we going to start? We're going to start with Milo Rashica, the Kosovian. Is that Kosovian? The Kosovo winger. That's what we're going to go with. But yeah, again, he's exciting. Very exciting. And that transfer came out of the blue. No one expected it. No one saw it coming. And all of a sudden, Milo Rashica signed. What do you make of him?
Well, I think that's been a case of quite a few of our signings this season. Obviously, you get the links, you get the pink, and they're talking about it. Then you get the Instagram pages, they chuck it on their stories. But with a few of our signings this year, some of them you just didn't know before they happened.
Yeah.
And Milot Rashica is obviously the main one. And to be honest, I'd never heard of the guy.
Yeah.
But from what I've seen, in the space of 3 games, how much he has improved from the Liverpool game, where he seemed a bit timid. He had a go at the defence, but wasn't really doing anything significant. And then against Manchester City, I thought he was our only player really that was trying to go at him. Yeah. And then against Leicester, for me, man of the match performance. He was driving at him, he was causing their defence issues, and he was really the driving force behind any chance we had. And obviously, he swung a brilliant header in. He swung a brilliant ball in for the box for Kenny McLean to head home. Obviously, it wasn't given, but
yeah, that still breaks my heart. Obviously, if you've seen the match experience, you can see just the heartbreak, the absolute limbs it caused, and then the heartbreak afterwards. I mean,
it was horrible. There was absolute limbs as well. The limbs had already started.
Yeah, I know the limbs are there, and then just heartbreak. But looking back on it, I think it was the right call, which is the most heartbreaking thing about it. But yeah,
my with that is, we won't get onto this today because we could talk about this for hours. But Schmeichel's never getting there. That header is right in the bottom corner.
Exactly.
He's never getting there.
Yeah, no, I agree. But it is what it is. We'll move on to the next. Yeah. But yeah, Milo Rashica, like you say, has been so exciting. And what you said earlier is that, he's an upgraded, completed version of Onel Hernandez, which we've been crying out for. And yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to seeing what he can do, and hopefully he can get his numbers up now, his goals and assists. Now we've got our set squad. But out of 10, what are you rating Milo Rashica?
I'm going to give him an 8.5. I think there's a lot more to see from Milot Rashica. I think he's a very complete signer. I think he's a very complete player. And I think we're just starting to see, I could really see him getting off the mark against Arsenal, potentially with a goal and an assist.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think you're being a bit harsh on him there. I'm going to give him a 9.
Give him a 9.
Yeah, I think there's still more to come from him, but I'm really excited from what I've seen so far. So hopefully, like you say, he can get his numbers up, get his goals and assists versus Arsenal. The easiest team to play in the league at the minute. Yeah, no, 9 out of 10 for me, Milo Rashica. But we'll move on to the next. I think we'll keep with the attacking force. We'll go over to Josh Sargent.
This is an interesting one for me.
I absolutely love him. I'm a huge fan of Josh Sargent. I think he has to start more games because we saw what he could do against Bournemouth. And what I was very apprehensive about, I sung his praises when we played Man City. He came on, won a 50-50 straight away and created our only opportunity of the match. Liverpool looked lively, looked quick, looked strong, looked aggressive, and quick. And yeah, I was very apprehensive. You know, he's put in the starting line against Bournemouth. Right, can he do it from the off? Of course he can. Of course he can. He led the line brilliantly. And we've been screaming for someone to lead the line like that, put the defence under pressure, under serious amount of pressure in the Premier League. Well, obviously it was a cup game, but we've been screaming at someone to do that. And he did. He did that brilliantly, and obviously got his 2 goals. I think he got an assist, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, looked fantastic. What do you make of Josh Sargent so far?
I really like him. I'm a big fan. I think he's won fans' hearts already with that performance at Bournemouth, because I don't think you expect a player to come on. Obviously, we'll get on to Zolis a bit later. And I thought he was brilliant as well. But come in and put a shift in like that in a league that you've never played in, against opposition you've never played against. Obviously, his second goal was, I mean, he fell over the ball, but it was a very good goal.
Yeah,
like he just seems like the type of striker that's going to be in the right place at the right time. Does that make sense? Even with his chance against Leicester, he was there. He was in the right place at the right time. And even when he come on against Liverpool on the first day and everyone got really excited, he come in, he won a tackle, he won the ball, he dropped deep, he went forward, he had a shot.
Screaming out for something like that. We're screaming out.
Yeah.
And he's there. We need to take advantage of Sargent now. We need to take advantage. For me, I know Pookie scored. And I know Farke's not going to drop Pookie because he's now scored.
Yeah,
but
he won't drop.
For me, you've got to start Sargent. If anyone's going to get us 10, 15 league goals this season, it is Josh Sargent.
And I personally, I think that's purely for the way he moves around the pitch. I mean, he gets back, he defends, he'll go forward. He's quick as well. He's got a bit of pace. But this might throw you off a little bit. Have we overpaid?
No. Have we over? No. 8.8 million in this market is nothing now.
Yeah, but when you say this market and you speak about Norwich's market, that 8 million is a lot of money.
And I think it's fully justified. I think, honestly,
I mean, obviously, my opinion could easily change in the next few games. Like, I could speak to you in the next few games. I could say, we should have spent 15 million on him. Do you know what I mean? One of them opinions that, because we haven't really seen the league yet.
But you can say that for any of the players that were signed, though, can't you? Because, we haven't. Same with Christoph Zolis. Is he worth that 9 million yet? I mean, probably, yeah, but we haven't seen that 9 million return to us.
The thing is with Zolis, obviously he has sort of justified that price tag by his performances last season. Whereas I don't like to look at previous stats, but with Sargent, he doesn't really have the stats to back up his price tag. Do you get what I mean?
No, I 100% get what you mean there. No, I do fully agree, because the stats at Werder Bremen weren't correct. But then again, we'd be stupid not to trust the recruitment team and Stuart Webber.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Because they've seen something in him that fits Norwich's play beautifully.
Yeah.
I think we've seen that from Josh Sargent as well already. And that he can be a double-figure striker come the end of the season. And I think we'd be stupid not to trust Webber and the recruitment team and the ball for paying that price. Because, I think, like you say, maybe we have overpaid a little bit at the minute. But when he starts returning with goals, assists, brilliant performances,
it could change like that within a matter of 4 games. That opinion could just change straight away.
Well, give it one game and score a hat-trick at the weekend.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've got no doubts he's going to be brilliant, and I think he's going to score 10 plus goals this season, and I think he's going to be a big part in us staying up. He is going to be that player that Norwich look to, I think.
100%. But yeah, Josh Sargent, what are you saying out of 10 then? This is going to interest you. I want to see what you think about this.
So I'm going to give him an 8.
Okay, no, that's fair.
I'm going to say 7.5, but it's between 7.5, maybe 7.8.
7.8. Okay, very, very specific there. But I'm going to go with a 9. I'm going to go with another 9. I love Josh Sargent. I think he's fantastic. I think we have paid the right price for him because, you've got to trust the recruitment team and the board in paying that price, because they have seen something in him that fits Norwich's philosophy philosophy beautifully. And I think we are coming to see that. I just think he needs to start more games, and we'll see how we can lead the line and the goals he'll contribute. But yeah, so 9 out of 10 for me. We'll move on to the next permanent transfer, which is Christos Solis. What do you think about Solis then so far?
He's one of my favourite signings. I absolutely love Christos Solis. I think the potential that is there is, I think there's a world-class footballer in there.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna throw it out there. Not yet, but I think there's a world-class footballer in there.
Yeah,
I think the way he moves the ball, his passing is intricate, and obviously the season he had. How can you have a season like that? At what 8? He was 18 last season, wasn't he?
Yeah, 18.
How do you put in a performance like? And I know it isn't in a high league, but even so,
is, you know, these teams play European football in the Great League.
This is what I mean. He's up against European football teams, and I know that the league itself isn't well known as such, but to put in a performance like that in one season, in like was that his first proper season in professional football?
I'm gonna say yes.
I think it was, and so what was it? Was it 15 goals and something like that?
Yes, it's crazy. His numbers were crazy. Like you say, that those numbers justify the price tag he was given.
Yeah,
and his age as well is crazy.
For me, his tag is completely just. If anything, I think we've got him for an absolute steal, and I think we're going to see that very, very soon.
Obviously, he might be injured against Arsenal, which is horrible because the performance he had against Bournemouth was fantastic, and then to be injured, be out for Leicester, be out for 2 to 3 weeks. We don't know if he will be back in the squad for Arsenal, but surely for Watford. We're facing a Watford side who have sold Will Hughes and someone else as well. You know, surely we've got to start Christos Solis in that game.
Yeah, well, he went with Greece, didn't he?
He went with in the end. He didn't.
He didn't.
No, he didn't go injured. He got called up, but then obviously the injury got announced, so he didn't go in the end.
Well, obviously he's had some time, obviously at Colney, at the Lotus Training Centre, I'm guessing, just to for rehab and stuff and getting him back fit. So we might see him on the bench for Arsenal, potentially.
Hopefully. He has to come on, especially against a leggy Arsenal defence coming in the game, you know. Someone to attack it. Solis is that man.
That's what I mean. I think he, as I said earlier, I feel like he is the more Emi Buendia type player. Does that make sense? Like obviously I said Rashica is like an Onel Hernandez driving at defenders, just dribbling the ball like crazy. But I feel like Solis is going to have a finish on him, and I think he's going to have a killer pass on him.
100%. Yeah, no, fully agree. But out of 10, what are you rating Christos Solis?
9.
Yeah, 9.
I'm very happy with that signing. Very happy.
100%. Definitely more to come from him. I think you know we're still yet to see what he can do against Premier League opposition. But when that time comes, he'll inevitably perform. But we'll move over to the midfield, and I think there's only one permanent new signing in the midfield, which is Pierre Lees-Melou. We both spoke about it earlier. We love him, don't we?
Oh, PLM, what a man, what a hero. That pass he done so many times in pre-season. Oh, and the outside of the foot pass out to Max Aarons.
Yeah,
we've got to remember to say Max Aarons now, don't we?
I keep forgetting. Yeah. But he waited 2 years to tell us it was Max Aarons. I was like, well, you could have told us from the start. It would have saved us a lot of hassle. But okay, here we are.
I've managed doing it though. But by just chance, I've managed to start saying Aarons. But PLM, oh, what a man, what a player.
Yeah.
Did you see his initiation song? That was brilliant. What a performance.
I think I have. Yes.
It was great.
He's just great, isn't he? I think he's just a bit of. He doesn't look like a footballer. He looks like very much like a tall, just stick man. He doesn't, have the build of a footballer, but he's fantastic.
Oh, he's so good, and he's got a killer shot on him.
Yeah, we saw that against Gillingham in the cup. Not in the cup.
Yeah, but he also challenged Schmeichel once, didn't he?
Yeah,
struck a ball into the bottom corner. That would have been a good goal. Very good save, obviously by an experienced goalkeeper. But yeah, PLM, I think he brings so much to the side. And as I said near the start of the video, I feel like he's been our player of the month. I think he's been so consistent. He hasn't really given the ball away. Do you know what I mean? I feel like he's a player that's gone a bit under the radar, to be honest, with his performances.
Yeah, no, fully agree. But yeah, no, it's exciting to see what lees-melou can offer coming now that we have our full team. We have a defensive midfielder who kind of gives Gilmore and lees-melou the license to just push forward. You know, get into attacking areas and see what they can do. Like you say, he's got a killer shot. We've seen that already in the Norwich shirt, and he seems passionate. Won the penalty against Leicester from him getting into attacking areas, which you need to see more of, and I think that will come. But yeah, what are you rating PLM out of 10? Yeah,
it has to be a 10.
Yeah,
there's nothing more you can get. It's PLM. What more do I have to say?
It's just PLM, so it's a 10 out of 10, 100%. And we'll go on to the last permanent sign. I won't talk about Ben Gibson and Gino because we've already seen them last season, so there's no point talking about them. But Angus Gunn.
Right. A lot of people have questioned this signing. Me, however, I'm a huge fan, and I think it's a brilliant signing. Since he has arrived, and we all love Mickey McGovern, has Tim Krul had a backup that can really sort of semi-match his ability?
No. And have we had that in any area? Because we didn't. Pookie's never had some of the challenges.
That's what I love about this season so much. That's what I love about this transfer window.
Krul's never had someone to challenge him. Now he does.
That's what Angus Gunn could genuinely challenge that position. Yeah. And I think at some point in the season, I think he will start a Premier League match.
Potentially, yeah. Obviously, Krul has shipped in a few goals this season, probably to no fault, not his fault, but still, if we need someone with big save moments, maybe Angus Gunn does need to step up at some point because, we know he is a good quality goalkeeper. We've seen him in a Norwich shirt before. Obviously, he didn't have the greatest time at Southampton, but has now signed for us. You know, absolute still. He's back home and back home permanently, and I think we'll see him play a lot better than maybe what he did at Southampton because he's a Norwich fan. He knows where he is. You know what I mean? He knows what it means to play for the club.
Definitely play for the badge.
100%.
He will 100% play for the badge on the front of the shirt and not the name on the back. He's one of them type of players. But I'm not saying Tim Krul is not. Tim Krul is definitely a player that plays 100%. For the badge.
But I think we're trying out for a backup goalkeeper to give Krul some actual competition. Yeah. And Angus Gunn is that player. And we know what we're going to get of Angus Gunn already. And we're not disappointed in that because we know that if Krul does pick up Krul is injury prone. He's getting on. He's also injury prone.
He's had a few injuries.
If Krul does get injured like he did last time in the Premier League, love Mickey McGovern to pieces, but he's not Premier League quality. He's just not. We need someone who is Premier League experienced and has Premier League quality to fill that role. Angus Gunn's the man.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, I think 5 million. Was it 5 million?
I think it's 2.5 million, rising up to 5 million on certain bonuses and whatnot.
Or something like that.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of add-ons. I'm pretty sure with every transfer this season, we've got add-ons on them, haven't we?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think going back to Mickey McGovern, last season Tim Krul was injured, not for that long, but in that spell, Mickey McGovern looked good. To be fair to him, you've got to give him props for that. I thought
his championship opposition in the Premier League is different.
Yeah, it's a completely different level.
Krul gets injured before you play Man United at home, and Mickey McGovern comes in against Cristiano Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes, Paul Pogba, Mason Greenwood, Marcus Rashford. I really don't fancy our chances.
You've already bet against us before the game's even started, to be honest.
If Mickey McGovern has to start in goal, yeah.
Yeah. But I think if you have Angus Gunn in goal,
we're winning 5-0, aren't we? So of course. But no, Angus Gunn.
He's going to head himself, Alisson Silva.
Yeah, but
that's what he's doing.
Angus Gunn, he's a good signing. He is simply just a good signing. Good money, good price.
Yeah,
we can't complain.
Yeah.
But out of 10?
I think I'm going to give Angus Gunn a 7.5 out of 10. I think he's just a solid signing.
Yeah, no, I'll give him the same 7.5 out of 10. Solid, needed, could be crucial. So, but yeah, I think we've wrapped up everything as a whole. But out of 10, what are you rating our transfer window overall?
10, 10, 10. If I could add more 10s, I would.
Obviously, we've got rid of a load of players as well. Obviously, the loss of Wendia, but I think that's kind of no one cares about it anymore. No one cares.
We can sugarcoat over that now. We don't need Emmy, and I think we'll find that out this. Obviously, it would be helpful to have him, of course. We love Emi Buendia, but I think we're good enough as we are. And I think we'll show that against Arsenal. And I'm going to throw my prediction in.
Go on then.
Norwich, Arsenal 2-0.
I love that from you. Absolutely love that from you.
We're going to be. I'm so after seeing the Leicester performance, I'm so much more confident that we will stay up.
Do you know what the thing is? We weren't great against Leicester, but we were better. But we know we can be a lot better than what we were.
What I mean, excluding
Man City and Liverpool, they're out the window.
Yeah, but going from the Liverpool game, there was 1 or 2 positives to take from that.
Yeah.
From the Leicester game, there's 5 or 6 positives to take.
Exactly.
You go against a team like Arsenal that, it sounds so weird saying this, at the moment are at our level. They simply are.
No, they
Obviously,
are.
They have
it doesn't matter the quality they've got on the pitch at the minute. The disarray of that club, the fucking absolute shambles it's in, they're at our level. They're at our level. But yeah, no. I'm going to give our transfer window a 10 out of 10 as well. But yeah, my prediction for the Arsenal game, 3-1 Norwich. I'm really confident. I think we'll concede because it's a Norwich thing to do.
Absolutely love that from you.
I think we'll score goals. I really do think we will because we've just got quality. I think we will. We might open the floodgates.
We've been holding out our goal scoring, haven't we, so far? And I think we're just going to let loose and show the league what we're capable of.
This is the thing. If a Brentford side that have signed, I think 2-3 players permanently, they are Premier League quality. They are not. It's harsh, but they're not. If they can beat them 2-0, we surely could beat them 5 or 6. You know what I mean?
I mean, obviously Brentford play 5 at the back, don't they? So they're obviously a little bit more reassured. And actually, I was going to just ask you, if Kabak goes straight into the squad, which I think he does, who do you take out? This is a horrible question, and I haven't answered it in my own head yet. But I just wanted to see what you think.
And what I'm going to go with, purely based on, is it's going to seem so harsh, but obviously we dropped Giannoulis because he had a poor performance against Man City, and now the centre half, who I felt maybe had a poorer performance against Leicester, and the other one is going to be Gibson. I thought Gibson was slightly at fault. He looked very slow for that first goal, and I will be if I had to choose anyone, I think I'd have to drop Gibson, and not only just because he had maybe a poor performance against Leicester than what Hanley did. Hanley's also the club captain, and you can kind of embed Kabak and make him feel more comfortable being that club captain and having sort of that role of maybe just helping him settle in. I
think that's going to be so helpful for him as well, though, isn't it? Because you're going to have Grant next to you, you got Tim behind you,
and then you got Max and Timmy or Brandon on the inside.
What more could a young centre back want than having a really experienced Premier League goalkeeper and obviously the club captain next to him? I think
Matthias Norman in front of him. I mean, he's going to be loving life.
Yeah, there you go, Matthias Norman in front of him. He might not even have to touch the ball.
Exactly, he just needs to be because Matthias Norman will be just sweeping up everything.
I'm so excited for this Arsenal game. I think we've got a real chance to have a really good September.
100%. Obviously, later this week I'll be getting into my preview. And talk about my predicted lineup where we found out the inevitable team news that we'll be getting. But Clive, cheers for coming on today, mate. We'll make it a regular thing, I'm guessing. So I expect to see Clive around on this channel more often. Also, go subscribe to him if you haven't already. I believe you're starting back up your channel again. So
yeah, dropped a little trailer thing. I had to go with some new editing software, so it was a laugh. But hopefully, everyone's enjoyed my opinions on here. Obviously, not everyone's going to agree with everyone. That's just how it is, especially the Norwich fan base. Everyone has their own opinions. So, but yeah, I've really enjoyed being on here. Hopefully, everyone else has enjoyed me being on here as well. And thanks for the opportunity, Ducker. It's been a great laugh. I've really enjoyed it.
Absolutely, mate. Anytime. Like I say, I'll try and get you on more often. But if you do want to go subscribe to Clive's channel, the link is going to be in the description. But yeah, if you don't want to miss out on videos like this, make sure you turn on the notification bell and subscribe so you can find out when these videos come out live. You don't want to miss the matchday experiences. Obviously, we'll be going home and away with Norwich. The only fan channel for Norwich actually does that, to be fair, nowadays. So definitely go.
No one dares board inside Carrow Road anymore, do they?
Yeah, it's exactly like, TSC just out Carrow, Norwich City Central. Well, it comes and goes, and then it's just me that goes home and away every weekend. So yeah, this is the only one where you're going to get away day match day experiences. So make sure you subscribe to that.
PLM.
You what? Sorry.
Nearly as consistent as PLM.
There we go. I wish that was the case. I've been a bit inconsistent since the summer on this channel, but the content is back. Yeah. But we're here. Also go like this video if you have enjoyed it, and go follow my socials. The links to them will be down in the description. And yeah, that is everything. So we'll see you guys later.